everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Freyleyce. Today I have another recommendation video for you guys. This one is gonna be one of my all-time favorite kind of genres. It's not really a trope, but it's more like a genre to me because as somebody who really enjoys said genre, I read a shit ton of it. So it doesn't feel like a trope anymore. It feels like a whole ass genre. Anyway, you clicked on the title, you know what this video is. Today I'm gonna be giving you guys some of my favorite underrated Mafia romances. And as a reader, I generally go for the underhyped ones. Like if one of my favorite creators loves a book, but it's not really popular, I'm going for that one before I go for an extremely popular book. It's just how I roll. And I absolutely love finding hidden gems. That is like one of my talents. But this video is gonna be a underrated Mafia recommendation video. So these are ones that I absolutely love. They're part of my all-time favorites, but I was looking at the list and I was like, these ain't all that popular. And I plan on doing a whole ass video on just Mafia recommendations, but for this one, I wanted to be a little more specific. This one is my underrated favorites. Let's go ahead and get straight into this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay a bit. Okay, one that I feel like is gonna shock the hell out of y'all, because when I saw this book, I was like, there ain't no way. This one is Lord of London Town by Tillie Cole. It always shocks me how Tillie Cole can write the most heartbreaking, soul-torturing, full-body sobbing books and then write fucking Mafia. Like, how? Either way, Lord of London Town is a darker contemporary, I think. It's a dark romance for sure, but it's a little more contemporary than some of the other ones on here, but it still, in my opinion, is definitely a dark romance. For now, it is a complete standalone and it has a happily ever after. This is told in dual point of view. This follows Cheska and Arthur. I literally want to call him Arthur, but we're not gonna do it. So Arthur is definitely a scarred and tortured hero. Like, bro, the shit that he's gone through in his life, I was like tearing up at some of that shit. Like, I was like, how can a person do this? But yeah, basically his family is in the British Mafia, or is it the Irish? Fuck, I don't know. It's one of those. Cheska's family is super rich as well. So they first meet when they're a bit younger. They meet like on a yacht trip and they have this like connection that you can just like feel from the glances that they take at each other. And I was like, shit. I knew this was gonna be good when I first started. They meet again later on and they slowly enter a relationship. I will admit that I read this one like last summer. I just remember it being a banger. Like then it was a 5-star, maybe 6-star read, but I just can't recall all the details. But yeah, it is so good. There's a lot that goes on plot-wise that I do remember, but I can't quite say because it's spoilers. That being said, it is really emotional because Arthur has lost a lot of family members and the ones he has aren't really kind to him. So Cheska is like his safe place and don't we love that? We love that. So it is just such a good book. It is a great dark romance. It's really bloody from my memory and I really want to get this in paperback because I really want it to go on my red shelf. Either way, that is Lord of London Town by Tillie Cole. I know that wasn't too much about it, but I do highly recommend you read this because I really enjoyed it. And next you have Manic by Emma Jones, one of my favorite books from Emma Jones. This is a standalone as well. I don't really actually think I have any series in here. Sorry. This is told in dual perspective. Again, this follows Beat and Manic, or Beatrice and Aaron. They both have nicknames, but Aaron or Manic is part of the Russian Mafia. And if you've read Mafia before, you know like the Russian Mafia is infamous for being like brutal as fuck, you know? So this book is definitely a little bit darker and like really good. So either way, Manic is a rapper and he's part of the Brava. So his father is the Pageant, and so he kind of does a little bit of both. Like he still raps and makes a ton of money there, but he also does a lot of things for the Brava. So he ends up capturing Beatrice and holding her captive and like kind of starts developing feelings from her. Don't worry, it's not like insta love or anything. They actually like don't hate each other, but they have some like tension there before they actually like go anywhere near a relationship or anything. But yeah, he like captures her and he's gonna be like totally ruthless to her, and then his sister is like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? It is really sweet. Beatrice and Manic are just such a power couple to me. Like they are goals forever. Beatrice is also a dancer and I absolutely love her character. And I think they just go so well together. This is a fantastic Mafia standalone, especially if you're looking for Brava and just a really hot couple that just go so well together. Next up is the Boston Underworld series. I did lie. I actually have a series to incorporate in this video. Where are the discreet covers? Not here. year. But don't worry, because if I go to a non-discreet cover, it better be good. And these were so fucking good that I was okay with it. So the Boston Underworld series, I believe, is like 7 books long. They're interconnected standalones, all told in dual perspective. Some of them have dual timelines. They have like a bunch of tropes thrown in there. I'm not going to be talking about a specific one. I'm kind of going to be recommending the whole series because I have read it all and I have thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. Like all of them were 4 stars, 5 stars, in between. So good. And just like solid reads every time. My favorite personally has got to be the second one. If you love scarred and tortured hero and inexperienced hero, fuck. That second book, so good. Basically, the premise of this whole like 8-book something series is obviously they're in Boston, bitch. It's the Boston Underworld series. And Lachlan, I believe that's his name, is they're like, I always confuse my Mafia slang, so I don't really know. He's the leader, and they're mainly the Irish Mafia, but some of the books follow characters that they interact with. So like, not really opposing Mafia syndicates, but like people that they work with. And each book has its own little plot, but you also get to see the characters interconnected. But basically, it all starts off when McKenna, I think her name is, goes to Lachlan's club and is looking for her friend that got lost. And she's like, bitch, I know you took my friend, give her back. And her friend is like, not there. So McKenna doesn't find this out for a while, but she basically gets super pissed at him and is like, give me my fucking friend back. And then he's like, oh my god, she's so hot. And then basically they have a relationship that kind of follows the plot along, because you do get to see her friend's book later on, and the heroines all become like close and in their own little group, and of course the heroes as well. And it's just really solid ass reads. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed them, and each like little trope that is in each of the books was so good. So yeah, I really recommend the Boston Underworld series. Just know that they're good. There's a bunch of tropes in each one. There's plot for each one, steamy and quicker reads. They're pretty average sized books and they go pretty quickly. Like literally, I said nothing about the plot there, but do you trust me? Next one is A Bullet Between Us by Kate Dosal. This is another Mafia standalone. The fact that I literally can't remember which Mafia this was about, I don't remember, but I can tell you that the hero is also a dirty cop. So he's like a cop part-time, and then he's part of the Mafia. This is dual point of view as well. The heroine Davina sees a murder that happens like right in front of her in her hometown, and they almost kill her, but they let her walk away, and she ends up fleeing that state, going to another one, finding a cop that like helps her, sets her up with a hidden identity and puts her in witness protection and shit. And so her guard in witness protection is Ilyas. I'm pretty sure his name is like that. I'm never good with names, never, but pretty sure his name's Ilyas. So they kind of have like a kind of slow burn thing that happens because he is her guard and she's recovering from a lot of trauma, and like he brings his dog to sleep with her so that she feels comfortable sleeping and will sleep through the night. Like, it is so adorable. But she ends up getting involved in a lot of his Mafia shit, and there's like the bad guy obviously, and there's a lot of plot through there. But I did think this book did a fantastic job of balancing hot and plot, and it's just a really solid standalone. So A Bullet Between Us, Kate Dosal, I totally recommend this one. Here we go with another fucking standalone. I hope that like one series I recommended to y'all was enough, because literally the rest of these are standalones. Pageant by Lilith Vincent is one of my most recent reads. Fucking hell, this book took me out of like a slump I didn't know I was in. So for like the entire month of May, I was not reading any good books. Like, nothing was hitting. And then I read an arc of a book that I absolutely fucking loved, and then I read this one. Shit, this is good. And it very quickly went to like my top reads of 2022. So this one is Reverse Harem. I was trying to throw some different tropes in here for y'all, so if you're a Reverse Harem lover, this one my facial expression means it's good, y'all. Either way, this one is super, super, super dark. I'm gonna be doing a like updated dark romance recommendation video versus a dark romance recommendation video. So like darker romance reads. This one, oh, it's totally gonna be in there. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. Either way, this one is once again the Russian Mafia. So you know how I said that they are like no mercy, you know, shit like that. This one, when I tell you there is no mercy, there is no mercy. They literally like threaten to kill her from the beginning of the book and don't stop until about 90% through. And they literally try and kill her like 3 times. They literally fire a shot at her, but the gun isn't loaded. Like, so this one is like multiple point of view because it's reverse harem, right? So you have 3 guys and then the heroine. So you have 4 point of views. And they're like kind of switched up, so every chapter it's a new one, and I love that. The heroine is Lilia. I'm pretty sure. I kept reading her name as Lily, but I think it's Lilia. And she is a model. She had a really rough life. She is in the Russian Mafia, and her father kind of just like disowned her and her ex-husband's dead and she's just trying to live life. So she's a model and she gets kidnapped and forced to go into a pageant kind of thing. So they literally like have a pageant and they kill off each contestant that doesn't go to the next level, and then the one at the end will be their wife. So a little bit, The three heroes are Kirill. Russian names, once again, I can't do it. Kirill, he's the funny psycho one. You know how in Reverse Harem they have like the funny one, the psycho one, the sweet one, the cute one. Usually the sweet and the cute one are the same, and then like the boss one. Yeah, so Kirill is the psycho and sweet one. Alaya is the second love, which is also a popular trope in there. So they had a thing before. Oh my god, we got a flashback of that too. It is so cute. And then Konstantin, or Kostya as I like to call him, and I'll go with that one too because I can't pronounce his name, is the boss one. So basically, like I said, they hate each other until about 90% through this book. I wouldn't quite call it enemies to lovers because they're not arch rivals, but they have the hate of the enemy. And this one is also a duet. I hate to do this to y'all, but the second part doesn't come out for a bit, like a long ass time. I don't know the confirmed date, but I feel like it's November, September. So I'm sorry, it is a huge ass cliffy as well. I think this one is hugely underrated in Mafia because I think Lilith Vincent has another Reverse Harem Mafia romance, but not as good as this one. I haven't even read it yet, but I know it's not as good as this one. Another Reverse Harem, actually. This one is once again a dark romance, but not as dark as that first one, but still nice and dark. So like I said, Reverse Harem, so you have the multiple point of views. I'm not going to tell you how many point of views there are because it was a surprise for me until like 50% through the book who the heroes were, so I liked it that way. I think you should read it that way because it's also not in the blurb. It was great. It was an added level of mystery and I really liked that. I don't remember the heroine's name. Oh my god. Either way, she is the heir to a mafia syndicate. Her father actually is not her biological father. He adopted her and now she's become his like crafted killer machine. So also psycho heroine. And yeah, she's had a relationship with one of the guys already throughout the whole book. They're kind of like friends with benefits. Like he is completely and utterly in love with her. He's the cute like puppy one. And she is like, no, we can't do it. Like she knows she kind of has some feelings, but she's like, no, we can't. So he's kind of like trailing after her and she's like, no. So you have a bunch thrown in here. You have enemies to lovers, you have age gap, you have friends to lovers, you have all of that, which I love in Reverse Harem. And so yeah, this one is a lot of plot as well because she is this heir to the syndicate and her father is kind of dying. So her like cousins come in as well because remember she's adopted. They come in and they want to take it and she's like, hell nah. And yeah, there's a lot of tension there. This one was super, super good. There was a steamy scene in this and I was like, But I hate to do this to you guys. This one also does not have a completed series. So I believe it's going to be a duet. I think. It might be a trilogy. Yeah, not completed. I'm so sorry. The second one doesn't quite have a release date yet either. I'm sorry. But I thoroughly enjoyed this book too. It was a 5-star. The past two of these recommendations were like 5-star all around. So that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these underrated Mafia recommendations. I personally think these are hugely underrated, especially for dark romance, and I think you should read them. So I hope you do. I hope you find your next favorite Mafia read. Thank you so much again for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video very soon.